honored hero for this evening, Elizabeth Valenti.
Thank you, Dr. Hansen. Hi, my name is Elizabeth Valenti and I'm 15 years old. I'm a freshman at Charlotte Catholic and I have Crohn's disease. I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease when I was 11 years old, but that was not the first battle I faced. When I was in kindergarten, I started having headaches. Thinking it was no big deal, I continued to have headaches until first grade when I finally spoke up. After a year's worth of tests and MRIs, I was diagnosed with a Chiari malformation. A Chiari malformation is when the brain dips into your spinal cord, causing pressure. I was immediately sent to Duke and ended up having brain surgery. Everything was fixed, and I was doing great until 3 years later. My stomach began to hurt, I was not growing, and I was constantly sore. Some days I could barely walk because my joints were so sore. At my well checkup that year, my pediatrician noticed that I was not growing. I had some blood work done, but everything came back borderline okay. My doctor asked me to come back for a 6-month check of my height, and I had not grown at all or gained any weight. My labs were retaken this time and they were all over the place. I was immediately referred to Dr. Pinero, a pediatric GI specialist. After a colonoscopy and endoscopy, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. For the first time, the realization set in that what I had been living with for the past couple of years was not normal. I never told my parents or doctor what was completely wrong because I considered it normal. My pediatrician has changed the way she asks questions to kids in order to make sure she gets every piece of information because of me. Going to school was also difficult. When I would miss weeks at a time, my classmates would start to notice and asking why. I had no idea what to say except that I had been sick. I only told a couple close friends about what I had been diagnosed with. After telling my best friend, I could tell that she fully didn't understand. 6th grade was the hardest. I had to figure out how to manage my disease while also figuring out a new school. While most kids were making friends, I was either at home sick or at the doctor's office. I continued to miss many days of school due to appointments or just being sick. I had multiple flare-ups, which would include a fever, and I was still having bad stomach aches. Later on, I changed medicine, being put on Remicade and 6-MP. I still did not feel good, but I was feeling better than when I had been done. A year later in 7th grade, I was put on methotrexate instead of 6-MP. I gained 28 pounds and grew a little over 3 inches within 1 year. Currently, I am still on the same medicines and doing great. I rarely ever feel bad and have no flare-ups. Over the years, I have learned how to minimize my disease, such as not eating fried food and lowering my stress level. My friends now have a better knowledge of Crohn's and support me in everything I do. I would like to thank everyone who's here tonight to raise funds and awareness. I feel privileged to be chosen as this year's Red, White, and Blue Honored Hero. Hopefully, through continued research, we will be able to find a cure. Thank you.
Isn't she terrific? Another round of applause, folks. Really, Elizabeth, that was fantastic, my dear. Piece of cake after doing a live radio interview, right? We're putting her on the spot this season, but she is just an example of all of the people that we are here talking about. One of those people is my brother. His name is Blake.